Liberty Volleyball off to a 3-1 start after a big win this week at James Madison. We'll talk about that match in a little bit with head coach Shane Pinder. But first, we're going to introduce you to sophomore Nzea McQuitery out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Nzea, thanks for taking some time with us today. Tell us the story on how you found out about Liberty and what ultimately sold you on coming here.
Well, they started recruiting me my sophomore year, and honestly, I didn't have any clue what Liberty was all about. But I came and watched their match, and they were interested in recruiting me, and I saw what they were all about, the intensity, the coming together part. It was just so amazing just to watch, and I wanted to be a part of it.
You talk about volleyball being an intense sport. What do you enjoy about it?
Definitely the part where everyone decides to come together, the connection on the floor where you can look at your teammate and know that they got you no matter what.
Now, listed in the media guide as a middle blocker. For those that don't know much about volleyball, what does that entail? Do you also get to spike it too and have some of those neat kind of kill shots on the opponent?
It's actually, middle is a very important part of the team. I say it's a very important component where you have to be very fast, very efficient, very powerful. It's a very important thing, where a setter decides to, try to fool the other team. The middle needs to be a very important component in being able to be deceitful and deceive the other team. So.
Coming into this week, big tournament here hosted by Liberty. You guys are 3-1. We always talk about chemistry on a team. It seems like this team is off to a fast start. So what do you like about the makeup of this team and why you've been off to such a good start?
I think we came off to a great start because we knew what the coaches wanted, which the coaches are amazing, and they're always telling us that being together is actually one of the most important things ever, because without that connection, there's basically no team, and we're all a team. So realizing that, that connection is important, we're able to go out and go for each other, play for each other, and know that no matter what, that we're just doing it together for fun.
Now, Z, when I'm at a volleyball match, there's a lot of talking going on, a lot of communication going on. How vital is that to the success of a volleyball team?
It's very vital because knowing the game plan, knowing what the other team is doing, is very important to know, where the position is on the floor, where to go, what to do, and knowing that sticking to that game plan is actually very important to win the match.
Now, when you see a ball coming your way, what are one or two keys that you're pointing on and what you're going to do with the ball when it comes to you?
I'm actually very coaches actually told us about this, where it's watch the setter, watch the ball, and watch the blocker. So when I'm up in the air, I try to focus on, where's the blocker according to me? Is she in front of me? Is she on the other side of me where I can either hit straight down or, try to full shot?
Big win this week at James Madison. Tell me about that match and the 3-1 win as you guys get ready for this big weekend here at home.
It was actually sort of a shaky start. It was sort of awkward, but knowing that, we were away and that all we had was each other, it was actually very important for us to actually come together and have that connection. And, it was really amazing to see the energy that we put forth and pulled out the win.
We talked about this tournament here at home, a lot of opportunities to improve and get better. What's it going to be like here at the Vine Center this weekend, you think?
I think it's going to be really great. Our first home game, I'm actually really excited. We're actually very excited to play here. I'm sort of excited to see the renovations that are taking place. And I think we're going to do pretty good against. We got some pretty good teams coming up against us, and we always know that since we're at home, we're going to have more energy coming our way. So that'll definitely push us forward.
All right, Z, we appreciate the time. Have a great season.
Thank you.
That's Nzea McQuitery, sophomore middle blocker from Raleigh, North Carolina. We're now joined by head volleyball coach Shane Pinder. And Coach, let's go back to the other ball game against James Madison. Great match for you. Come from behind win. Moved to 3-1 on the year. What'd you like about how your team performed?
Well, anytime on the road, we talk a lot about eliminating distractions every day, but then when you go on the road, it's a whole different type of distraction, new gym, a new environment. You're on a bus, you're getting off, and so the rhythm's a little different. And so starting out last night, we saw some of that, and I was ready to absorb some of it. It's just how long is it going to last? And the first few minutes, we were a little, a step slow, and our rhythm wasn't quite there, but one of the things on the road is we got to play together, but we got to stay together, and we got to just keep connecting and keep working through the bad moments. And I thought our team early on, we took a punch early, got in the second set, started taking some of the adjustments and putting them in on the floor, and sometimes that's tough on the road too, but we started making the adjustments, and little by little it was neat to see the team just really execute the game plan almost to perfection by set 4 and walk away with a quality win.
Shane, you mentioned some of the adjustments you made. What were some of those?
Well, we had a game plan going in, knowing their offense and what they like to do and some of their tendencies. So early on, we were trying to take away some of that stuff early and get them swinging to different parts of the court that maybe they didn't want to. And early on, our hand positioning on the block wasn't exactly where we needed to be. And then some of our defensive setups in our systems, we were just a step one way wrong either way, and just missing some plays early. But those adjustments happened over the course of the match. And really, we had probably some of our best blocking happening by the fourth set. But a lot of times, again, they're game planning too. So you come in with one game plan, you got to be ready to adjust and just be flexible within that. And sometimes with young players and a new team, it's hard to hear that stuff. We're saying it, but actually hearing it and translating it, again, because of the distractions. You're not playing well, you're thinking about all that, and you get away from game plan, and all of a sudden it can get away from you. But they did a nice job of settling in, hearing what we were trying to do, and the connection from the floor, bench, floor, really started to flow well and gave us a chance.
3-1 start so far. Have you had the opportunity over a week and a half of matches to compare the start with this team and the makeup maybe versus ones you've had 4, 5, 6 within the past 5 years, I guess?
Yeah. You're trying not to compare a new team, but you're still comparing and some similarities, some characteristics, and, just to see the way this team is willing to work and grind, if you will, through matches and not give in to the moment and just stay working together is similar to some teams we've had in the past. And we have more offensive weapons this year, some more arms that can score. And we're more balanced across the net in terms of our scoring, so it makes it more difficult to game plan and to stop us. And I think our numbers are showing that. And then defensively, we picked it up, and it's really similar to some teams in the past that the defense kind of fueled the offense, and they started kind of working together. And when those teams have done that, they become tough to stop.
You have a healthy Caroline Douglas back this year. How much of a difference does one player like that and her talent make a difference on a team?
It definitely does. When I took over the program, my philosophy has always been it's about we, not about me. And but you do have those players from time to time that are gifted and talented, and in terms of numbers bring a lot to the team. But Caroline brings a lot even when she's not playing, and her heart's for the program. So first and foremost, I appreciate that character about her and our program as a whole. But in terms of her numbers when she's out there, what she does is draw a lot of attention. And in any sport, when you have somebody that can draw attention, that means it's leaving attention open somewhere else. There's spots open on the net, and when blockers start to draw to her, that means somebody else is going to be open. And if you look at our freshman right now on the right side, she's getting a lot of kills right now, but that's because of our balance somewhere else. And again, this year you see Caroline's not having to take as many swings as she did last year. And again, that speaks to our balance. So Caroline out there alone just brings a presence, and they have to game plan for her, which is to our advantage.
And finally, Shane, you have a good mix of transfers in, some new roles, some younger players doing some good things. What's the key to cultivating all that into a winning type of effort each and every night?
We talk a lot about taking care of the moments, and the memories will take care of themselves. It's about a daily commitment to what we're trying to do, and really it's about being selfless. And with a team with this amount of talent, and the ability to interchange players when things aren't going well. We haven't had that depth like that in the last couple of years, and so there's going to have to be some maturity there in that the program's bigger than me, and so I think our kids embrace that. It's part of our culture. It's not always easy if you're a competitor and you want to be on the floor, but I think it is something that when adversity comes, you start to see the character of a team revealed, and that's what comes to the forefront. And I think that's why every year we have a chance to compete and have a chance to be in the big game.
All right, Shane, we appreciate your time. Have a fun time this weekend here at home.
Thank you.
That's head volleyball coach Shane Pinder. Don't forget, for exclusive coverage of Liberty Flames volleyball, be sure to log on here to libertyflames.com for exclusive coverage of the Liberty Invitational this weekend. For the coach, I'm Alan York for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.